Hey guys, this is SF and a little bit, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be playing a 35 stem dungeon, although people have already, it's pretty easy to beat. There are some new gimmicks that people that play on NA that they don't know about. So I'm going to talk about them while doing the dungeon. So my team's going to be a Star Dragon, Junior, Key, and Teeny. This is Shadow Drake, I think that's his name. Since the new Hatcher and the new series skipped over about 3 or 4 batches, with the batches before this one, got some new gimmicks, so people don't really know how to play against them and how to effectively get rid of them or avoid them. But the first stage is pretty easy. There were zombies. Zombies revive each other, but it wasn't really a zombie loop because people think of zombie loops as zombies that can revive zombies, and each of them has a 1-turn cooldown. I should stall a bit here. No. Okay, whatever. Battle number 2. So far, nothing new. I think all the really new gimmicks are on the last bar of this dungeon. That hurts. Well, it didn't really hurt, but some dungeons, that spray does a lot of damage. But since a lot of gimmicks are stacking up, especially starting from now, I think it gets a little bit harder to deal with them. Boss 12 turns for speed clear. So once you get into later dungeons, it's more about the abilities than the stats. Oh, I missed. Okay. Probably not speed clear. Okay, second bar. Not okay. I was thinking of using his strike shot, but I still have some time. See, there's movement. That's one of the new gimmicks. Bosses do move, and later on, minions also move as well. There are some that... Okay, that's not good. Let's use Strike Shot.
Sometimes 50 just isn't enough.
Didn't do that much damage, so probably didn't overkill that last bar. And I think that is speed clear. There goes my speed clear. Yeah, I didn't overkill. There's these two guys, the one that I'm pointing right now. They are scorpions. They have high defense. The only way to do it, the most efficient way to do it is to use homings. Piercing homings are the best. But homing piercings are really hard to get them, get the homings to them because they are random. But homing characters are the best to deal with scorpions because it doesn't matter what damage they take, it's always one. I don't think you can pierce through it. I don't think any attack can pierce through it because it's all a matter of bouncing off, and each bounce is independent. It doesn't stack. But let's go Strike Shot. I'll probably regret this if I don't kill him or kill any other monsters. Okay, I'm fine. But the scorpions do let out poison. Poison whittles you down. Depending on the dungeon, the poisons do more damage or less damage. And there's movement as well. See. Let's grab a heart to be safe. Now, for poison, you grab a golden heart. When you grab hearts, of course it heals you. If the person that gets it is poisoned, the poison is also recovered. Poison goes off about, I don't know how many turns, but once you get a heart, the person that is poisoned gets the heart, their poison is recovered. If you grab a gold heart, the whole party's poison is recovered. Just something to keep in mind when if you're poisoned and grabbing hearts. And I didn't get a drop, I need a lot more. But that is Shadow Drake. Movement, how to deal with them is to not bring one-way lasers. It gets really hard to position one-way lasers onto those dungeons. For this one in particular, there wasn't that much of a big movement, but when you're out of, some monsters go from like one side of the map to the other, or like all the way to the top from to the bottom, so it's very hard to position your one-way lasers. So those dungeons, one-way lasers is not the best. I think back in that time, I think people knew that one-way lasers were the big thing. When like Arthur and Nono were like the top dogs, they did a lot of gimmicks to bring them, to take them down a notch, like laser barriers and movements. But some people can still use them. They are still good because if they're in position, people can bump into them. When they're out of position, you can just Strike Shot. Use like cross laser, or if you're Margaret, you just use the Strike Shot to move or stuff like that. But that is Shadow Drake. Some new gimmicks. There's a lot more that's to come. Some series before it, there were partial damage walls. So each wall is split up into 3 sections: left, middle, right. And partial Partial damage wall characters allow three parts, and that could be at random. So it could be from the top wall, it could be the left and the right side, and then at the bottom wall, it could be in the middle or something like that. It gets really annoying. Even if you don't bring because why that's annoying is because when you're getting good, when you're really good and very confident with yourself, you can just avoid the walls. When there's like just one full wall, you can just avoid it very easily. But when they're partial ones, where every single wall has one or has at least one part of the wall have a damage wall, it gets really hard to avoid. It's like basically fighting a full 4 wall filled with damage walls, and it gets really hard. But it's once you get better, you can probably avoid them or take the least amount of damage from them. But those are some of the new gimmicks that are new to the NA scene. If you watch some of my JP videos, you can probably find a few more, especially the newest one where blocks even piercing characters. But it is fun. That gimmick was pretty fun for me. I really like it. But that's it for me. I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.